How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're just going to be covering some of the mods that I have done and some of the times improvements that we have had over the last couple of months. So the latest one, or the one that I had done initially a while back, was the 2425 grill. So obviously it's gloss black, it's frameless, has the rounder emblem there. I did get that PPF in a smoke finish, and also got the camera delete here. So my model year does not have it, so we had to come up with a solution for that. So we did, and that transferred over right from the older grill. So pretty expensive to do, but what happened was this actually was cracked, so I had to change it anyways, and it is a different part number, so I figured might as well just go ahead and change the look of the car up a little bit. Next up, we have the Apex VS5 wheels. So these are the flow formed wheels, not the forged, and they're only about 2 pounds heavier than the forged wheels, but significantly more affordable. I also got them on a pre-sale that it was a new line or whatever, so I got a nice price on them, and I've wrapped them in a Hankook's Ventus V2s to 55, 35, 19. So these are 19 by 9.5 plus 35 offset. And these are about 45 pounds tires and wheels. So that's 5 pounds lighter than my previous setup. But the most important part is that they're gloss and not a matte finish, and way easier to clean. That's basically the most significant reason that I did want to change up the look a little bit. So, but the other wheels, they look great, the race, but they were very difficult to clean and very frustrating. So these are 45 pounds as you see them, tire and wheel. So if you have the white spokes that are 60 pounds, it's about 15 pounds per wheel weight reduction. And if you have the multi-spokes, you're talking 19 pounds per corner. So that is a huge weight savings here. And I have a plan for a drag pack if the car ever needs some. At some point, we're going to have traction issues. We're not there yet, so if that does happen, I do have a plan on even a lighter setup, lighter and stickier setup if needed. So, but for now, this is what we have. And I also changed to the Function Works front pads. You can see here they have the purple tabs versus the RB. So I was offered to test them, so I went ahead and put them on, and they've been great. Minimum noise, a little bit less dusty than the RBs. But they've been great. The RBs were good as well. I'm still on the RB rears, which I'm actually going to need replacing soon because the pads are starting to get worn out. So I would like to drop that wheel gap just a little bit. I'm actually on Eibach rear springs and then Swift fronts. And I picked up the Eibachs because they allegedly lower the car more, but I could go ahead and tell you right from now that they do not lower the car more, and it's about the same exact drop as a Swift. So if you're thinking about changing over, don't bother. I did it for you, and it's not worth it. So probably just go back to the Swifts here, or put the Eibachs in the front or whatever, just so I don't have a mismatched combination. But for testing purposes, this is what I elected to do. I said I'm not going to bother with the fronts until I do the rears. So that's exactly what I did here. So the biggest change as far as performance would be the Lambda file, the Lambda map. So we've tested a couple of different files for them. We did a boost by gear, a setup, and the car went at 1214 at 114 miles an hour. So pretty significant improvement over the K-Tuner stuff, and in hotter weather. So DA was about 3,000 difference or so from the K-Tuner run to the Lambda pass. So the boost by gear 1214 at about 114 or so. And so then we did a regular 93 give it all map. So we call it the kill map. And we went 1208 at 115, although the car did not go into launch mode. So that definitely hampered the run. And also it was 1,000 DA swing also on top of the already previous higher DA. So pretty big swing there in DA. So once September, October rolls around and we can find some 45, 50-degree mornings, then obviously I believe firmly that the car is going to go 1190s on the current map right now without ethanol or anything like that, which is also being worked on. Additionally, Lambda is working on TCM tunes, so he's got that all kind of figured out. He's just fine tuning everything, kind of see what he wants to do. So we'll have to wait for that. but we're going to do step by step. We're going to see how the car responds to each mod individually and kind of do that. Also, I want to note that full disclosure here, for the 1208 pass, I had no passenger seat because I was installing the Brougham seats here. I was in the process of getting everything installed, which look great in my opinion. So these are the Elite Racing Series, I think they call them, though. These are reclinable. I wanted something that reclined because the car is a daily driver. So I do have a seat cover that I put on it, but I took it out for the video today. You can see the lever here, and then it obviously goes forward and back. Now, I still working on the harness, so we have no SRS lights on. So I purchased a TLX seat harness. I didn't want to butcher my OEM seat, and I made some pigtail connectors here for the airbag delete. So this has a seat position sensor that I'm gonna have to implement here somehow. So that's what I'm working on currently for that. But yeah, these are great. So these are about 42 pounds each, and the stock seats, I believe the passenger one was 62 and the driver's side was 40 or so. So you're talking about 40 pounds weight reduction combined, and the car is obviously fully drivable. But I really like how they look, and they obviously offer all sorts of different seats, so make sure you check them out. But also we got rid of the K-tuner and the mount obviously here, and I have my new mount right in there for my draggy runs. And a nice thing about these seats also is we gained some significant leg room here. Now this is my driving position here. So typically I would have a seat here, but we're changing some stuff around, so I don't have it in there now. But yeah, plenty of space here. Also has this carbon look finish. It's not carbon, it's just carbon look. It's just like a pleather type of a material here. So I think they look great, honestly. And obviously if you wanted to do the like a harness, you could as well. Has slots there. Also has all the positions on the planted seat rails there, so the seat brackets. So if you wanted to do that, you surely could. I have OEM seat belts, which works for me. And then last but not least here, we did make some vents where the reflectors used to be. So those are open at this time. I figured, well, let's try something different there. I cut them out and I inserted some grill there, some mesh. So I think it looks great, looks subtle. Most people don't even know that those are actually vented now, but I think it gave the car a slightly different look. And you know, I'm not sure if they're functional or not, but I think it looks great. So obviously no going back at this point. I cut the bumper. It is what it is, but I think it looks nice. So that's basically all the updates for now. Like I said, we are working on continuously improving the Lambda stuff. I am a tester, so I get to test all the different files and stuff that he wants me to test. So we're going to be doing the TCM test. I do have to send out my TCM along with a new one for cloning. So we're going to be doing that. So the car's probably going to be down for about a week at that time frame. Even though I'll probably expedite everything, it still takes a little bit of time. And then also working on a flex fuel system. So the car is going to be able to go from 93 all the way to E25, E30, E40. We'll see how that goes. I also drilled my high pressure fuel line. So previously, I think they were limited to about E30. We're hoping to push it to E35, and we'll see. Again, this is why we test stuff. And last but not least, we still have the cracked windshield here, which was on back order for a year. Of course, it just got delivered to my local dealer, but I'm going away, so I'm going to have to wait until I get back to get this changed. And we're going to get rid of this. Trying to keep the car as OEM looking as possible. Obviously, once you look inside, you can see, but it looks like a pretty stock TLX, and that's the point. I want to keep like OEM plus and kind of surprise some people out there. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.